now, The Business Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. This is where we address the business topics that matter. Here's your host, Sabrina Turner.
Up inside this sour feeling that I just can't hide. Is this love? Is this wonderful feeling called? I got this feeling and it just won't quit. Every time I'm around you, me start feel it. Is this love? Is this wonderful feeling called? That's why I'm sailing, 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 sailing. That's what I wanna do. I'm sailing, 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 sailing in love with you, girl. Your love got me feeling like ooh. Your sweet, sweet love is like ooh. I got this feeling. It wraps me oh so tight. It makes me sleep so good at night. Is this love? Is this wonderful feeling called? This feeling, it tastes so sweet. Yes, girl, yes, you do it. Is it love? Is this wonderful feeling called? That's why I'm sailing, 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 sailing in love with you. That's what I wanna do. I'm sailing, 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 sailing in love with you.
And now, The Business Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. This is where we address the business topics that matter. Here's your host, Sabrina Turner.
Good morning, Cayman, and welcome to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. I'm your host, Sabrina Turner, and this morning we are pleased to focus and put the spotlight on ARC Cayman, changing lives one life at a time. I'm pleased to have in studio with me Miss Tara Nielsen, ARC founder. She's brought along with her Carrie Patruella, owner and director of Cayman Learning Center, and Mr. Dominic Ross, DART Manager Community Development. Welcome to our show.
Thank you very much.
Good morning.
Now, the Business Buzz is brought to you every Tuesday and Thursday, and it would not be possible without the kind sponsorship of Cayman Medical Supplies, Cayman Insurance Center, and FSH Design. Now, let's get into the show and find out what's been going on at ARC.
Well, thanks very much for having us on again. It's very nice to see you.
It's a pleasure. Always doing great things, and you're always busy, Tara. You
Always
and your
busy.
team, a dynamic team.
Yes, aren't we all?
So for those who may just be seeing the latest, I just saw it this morning on Facebook, some beautiful pictures coming out. I know we're going to talk about all the initiatives and that ARC is doing, but let's take us back a little bit. Tell us, what is Cayman's ARC? Pretty much how it was founded, and talk a little bit about the main mission of your organization.
Well, ARC was founded in 2006, so we're at 13 years now, and going strong. And really it's become now sort of a national vehicle for kindness. So it's an opportunity for the community to see through Facebook areas in which they could get on board and really change lives. And that doesn't happen without the people responding.
Exactly.
So it's really Cayman's vehicle for kindness. And it's amazing how this country gets on board every time. You show a photograph, it speaks 1,000 words, and people just come out and give.
Now, share with us how each of your respective organizations have partnered with ARC to show support. Because I know it's not possible without collaborative effort from like you said, big people with big hearts, and likewise organizations.
Yes, well, for our CASA projects, for example, that you were just talking about, where we go and renovate homes that are in dilapidated condition, at that time when we take on a new CASA project, we promote the story by using photographs, and then everybody who's interested in getting involved will contact us. So, for example, right now we're doing this project in behind Welly's Cool Spot for this gorgeous family, for Louisa, and we have, A.L. Thompson, Paramount, ITC, Tomlinson Furniture, Paint Pros, you name it. There's so many, I couldn't do it justice, so I won't go into that, but they know who they are and they just step up. With regard to our other programs, we partnered with Carrie here from the Cayman Learning Centre a couple of years ago to form a program called MERE, Mentor, Educate, Reinforce. What we're trying to do is we're trying to do less of what we've been doing for 13 years, which is providing food and housing, reconnecting power and water, providing housing and deposits, helping families in crisis, by going back to the very beginning and trying to catch children at a very formative stage in their academic careers. We're identifying children who've actually already been identified by their local government school who are struggling enormously, have really very limited ability to read and access the curriculum. And without being able to access the curriculum, they are locked out. And we do not want these children left behind. So it all started with our summer camp program. We would take children in the summers and put them in fabulous programs, one of which is being Carrie's school. And we started to observe children 7, 8, 9 who couldn't read. And we said, right, let's go back to the beginning, because these children will not catch up unless they have academic remediation intervention right at the beginning. So that's when we partnered with Carrie, and Carrie can tell you a little bit more about what we do.
Please.
Yeah, we are really excited to be a part of this initiative. Education is what we do. We are teachers. The teachers that I work with are incredibly passionate, dedicated staff, and so essentially it's a big team that comes together to be able to help provide support to these children. So I guess what might set us apart from a regular tutorial session or reading intervention is specifically going in and making sure that we're looking at the child's as a whole child.
Right.
And so that's why another reason why I'm so excited to be a part of this initiative is because that's definitely one of the things that Ms. Tara and Cayman ARC are interested in as well. So it goes on beyond just the academics. But in terms of the academics, to be able to look at the child in terms of an understanding why they're struggling, it's really important for us to start with initial evaluations, initial assessments that don't just look at necessarily what level the child's performing at, but it's also looking at some underlying reasons that might be holding them back. And there are a number of them. There's something called phonological processing or orthographic processing. And essentially what we do is we do screeners. And one of the things that we're looking at in terms of developing the program even more is to bring in even more specialized support. Because I am an educator, I don't diagnose, but I definitely screen. Right. And I want to understand the child the best way that I can, so I can, when we put that intervention into place, that intervention is speaking directly to that child. And so, we are doing kind of a call for if there's extra like clinical psychologists or ed psychologists or neuropsychs that want to get on board as well and give of their time, then we can get those kinds of diagnoses and ensure that all the wonderful money that's coming in from our various sponsors are being allocated appropriately.
So when we, first of all, we go into the school and we get a list of children. So then ARC goes out and does the home visit, and this is a holistic approach, because there's no really great benefit in a child coming from a home with no power, water, or food, with maybe a very depressed parent, and having a tutoring session.
Exactly.
They're hungry, they're exhausted, they're emotionally depressed, they've got family problems. So we go into the home as soon as that's our first step to see if they fit the criteria. So they come from underprivileged families. Usually these circumstances, as such, we have found with the kids who we have in the program now, we have 12 children. They're living without power, living without water. Some of the children are bathing in the yard in the morning under the hose, and the homes are in dilapidated condition. And it gives us a bird's eye view of mum and dad. There are some scenarios with the fathers on the scene as well, but the majority are single parents who are struggling. So we can go in there and we can say, wow, okay, Dre doesn't have a bathroom. Let's get him a bathroom. Let's fix up his room. Let's help his mum. So we can really tackle the home front. So when we're improving that, we're sending him into school. We're making sure he has lunch and snack and this intensive 1-hour remediation in his school environment where he is feeling safe and secure and where he's with his friends. So it's a fantastic way to really take the whole family. And our sponsors, such as DART, we found that people want to do more than write a check. Now, checks are invaluable. We can't run this without them. But people want to get involved, and we want people to get involved with the families that we help. So being called Mentor, Educate, Reinforce, the mentoring part is invaluable here, because we're able to send, employees from DART and Walkers and London Amsterdam Trust and our individual sponsors out into these homes to get to know the families. And before you know it, they go over for the first time to take one of the children out to ice cream or the beach. And they see
connect, I'm sure.
Instant connect. Oh, you don't have a fridge. Oh, let's get you a fridge by the end of the day. Boom. Or there's a hole in the roof. These types of things that can improve the child's everyday life. And it's about bringing up the parent as well, because a lot of these women are very oppressed and depressed and struggling and alone, and we want to show them that we're here and that they have a family in their community. We're going to rally around them and try and lift them up, because you're as a parent, you have to be in a good place to be a good parent.
Exactly.
And we have to lift each other up.
Now, before I go on to Dominic to exactly have him share with us details on how the DART group is assisting with ARC in this Mentor, Educate, Reinforce program, I can recall back in the day when you first came on this show, I pretty much asked, Tara, are you talking about Cayman? Now, that's many years ago when you look at it, a few years ago.
Yeah.
Are you seeing that it's these people who are living under these conditions are pretty much in pockets of our society, or is it straight across the board and you have certain areas in each district? What have you noticed?
Well, there were families back when you first had me on the radio that are still waiting for help.
Wow.
So they're worse because we only have so many resources and so many hours in a day. So there are families who are still living like Ivan came through last month, and we're trying to get to them, and it takes time and it takes money. So this MARE program is helpful in the way that it gives us a a doorway into the homes of these children who are struggling. So we're able to get to the homes quicker and the families quicker.
So you see this spread across the entire island?
Yeah,
or there are just certain
there are
districts need more help?
pockets.
Okay.
Yeah, West Bay, Central Georgetown, North. These homes are dilapidated all over the island. When it rains, they're running around pulling buckets and pots out, and the flooding is terrible, and these children are living in significant health hazard environments.
Sabrina, can I just add something? Because these kids are the kids that we go and visit. So we are in the schools approximately 4 hours right now, 4 days a week. And these same kids that Ms. Tara is talking about are the sweetest, the kindest. They're so keen to learn. So it is amazing that to see, to hear the stories and to understand where they're coming from and the challenges that they face every day, and still to show up and to try. Yeah. It's so inspiring.
Yeah.
And if I may, I'll just give a shout out to all the Georgetown kids that are listening right now, because they did know I was coming on the radio.
Oh, that's nice.
And I said I would give a shout out. So hello to all of you. Have a great day at school. And remember that even if something's difficult today, that to just give it a try, and that the best learners know that we learn from our mistakes.
Exactly.
Thank you. Great shout out. And I hope those kids are inspired that there are people with big hearts and organizations out there to help give them that push. And that's the holistic approach from even the parents.
Yeah.
So kudos to everyone. Mr. Ross, please share with us some details on how the DART group is assisting ARC with the Mentor, Educate, Reinforce program.
Yeah, sure. Obviously, we're delighted to be assisting, first of all. And as Tara mentioned, our goal is not just to write a check and walk away and hope for the best. Our intention is always to try to partner with the sort of well-run organizations that we know are having an impact in the community. And ARC is certainly one of those. Their work is obviously very visible and of benefit to a lot of people, so we're happy to be a partner. In terms of the MER program, ARC was one of the recipients of our competitive grants program, our inaugural year of that, which will continue next year. And education being the sort of cornerstone of any good society, really, it's a major piece of what we try to encourage the development of. So it was a pretty easy fit and an easy check to write, but we do want to, we do try to stay involved in other ways as well, as much as we possibly can to maximize that impact.
Well, kudos to you and your group, and obviously with these stories you can see how far-reaching those funds are going and how they're making positive impacts on the lives of children and extended families. We got to take a break. I know this conversation is very engaging, and definitely it's good to have updates like this and to let people know that once upon a time there was just an opportunity for you to go out there and make people living conditions improve. But you've expanded on this now to look at it from the education side and targeting our future, the younger kids. Excellent to you, Ms. Tara Nielsen and your team. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll hear a little bit about the crisis fund and additional information. Reconnect, Cayman, Hope, Love, and Power. What a fitting time. I'm your host, Sabrina Turner. Keep it locked to the Business Buzz for more after these few messages.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the historical vignette series, sponsored by Cayman National Bank. Visit Cayman National Bank today for all of your financial needs. The Cayman Islands, he hath founded it upon the seas.
Some military action took place off the sea during World War II. On land, very little military action took place despite the installation of the U.S. Naval Base in Georgetown. Although they did have regular rounds of duties, the Americans had opportunities to interact with locals when not on duty. Informal parties were held at Petra's Plantation, Hislop's Ice Cream Parlor, or the tea shop run by Madeline and Myrtle Ebanks. Reverend George Hicks, a Presbyterian minister, was appointed honorary chaplain. As would be, romance blossomed, as well as including the marriage of Lillian Bodden, daughter of Captain Rail and Chief Warrant Officer Jack Howard. However, tensions did occasionally rise, especially if the young Caymanian women were overly friendly to the Americans. On several occasions, fights between the Caymanian men and American military would break out near the town hall, with the most serious incident taking place in December 1943 when 40 of the Caymanian men were home on leave. Radio Cayman's Historical Facts vignettes are proudly brought to you by Cayman National, with branches on all 3 Cayman Islands. Visit Cayman National Bank today for all of your financial needs.
$540 months.
16,425 days.
394,200 hours.
45 years.
That's how long we've been committed to serving you, and we won't stop there. Over the years, we have proudly grown with Cayman, making a difference in the community. That's why we're here, to stand by you.
We are Cayman National.
And we thank you for standing by us for 45 years and counting.
Oh gosh.
Don't let the stress of taking care of loved ones get you down.
Home care, now made easier with Cayman Medical Supplies. 100% Caymanian owned. Cayman Medical Supplies now stocks a wide range of home care supplies. Hospital beds, all types of wheelchairs, including beach access wheelchairs, lifts, commodes, shower chairs, walkers, Curad brand orthopedic supplies, free blood glucose monitors with the purchase of 1 pack of test strips, blue underpads, and a whole lot more.
Need home care convenience? Drop by Cayman Medical Supplies at 93 Smith Road, Windward Center, or call 949-6211. Free delivery.
Marketing. It is the key that no business can live without. From social media to Google Ads, websites to app development, or even graphic design to video commercials, FSH Design is here to help you and your business succeed. We focus on personalized digital marketing and offer advertising consultations for each of our clients. Don't waste time. We want to help you reach your marketing goals today. We work directly with you and your business to generate a strategic marketing plan that will develop current and creative results. Check out our website at fshdesign.com.
Homeowners, protecting your family and property is crucial during the season, and you should always assess insurance needs long before a storm makes landfall. Most insurers won't issue policies when a storm is imminent. Cayman Insurance Center's team of professionals can help owners like you find the most comprehensive coverage and competitive rates. Call Michael Webster today at 925-5433 or Denise Brown at 814-7229. Don't take chances with your family's future or your valuable assets. Call Michael and Denise today at Cayman Insurance Center.
As a Caymanian, it's very important to me that projects like this are thought of thoroughly before continuing.
My question is, do we need it? And I've not yet been fully convinced that we need it, nor have I been fully convinced that we don't need it. So
what guarantee do we have that these ships are going to continue to come?
Please make the right decision. Please don't let the catchy songs overturn you. Please support the referendum. Please ensure that you are supporting sustainable tourism, not just money-making tourism.
If the project plans have changed, even though it might be insignificant on paper, it's going to be significant for the environment.
They need to release official information, official facts.
That's where I am right now. I want to know, I want more information on do we need it.
It's your vote, your future.
So make a decision based on fact.
You deserve the whole truth.
The referendum for the cruise berthing and cargo facility is on the 19th of December. Voter ID cards are the preferred means of identification for voters on polling day. If you do not have a voter ID card, you can get one at no cost by visiting the elections office at our new location, Baytown Office Suites, 68 West Bay Road in Georgetown. For more information about voting in the referendum, visit www.elections.ky and get set to vote.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, the business topics that matter, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz as we keep the spotlight on ARC Cayman, changing lives one life at a time. Now, just going straight in with it, Ms. Tara, just before that break, I understood that there's 12 kids in your program right now.
Correct.
And there is a great demand throughout our island and other public schools for you to actually make your presence there. Any idea of what it's like for requests or recipients of this program for next year, 2020?
We could implement this in every school on the island, and there isn't a school that doesn't want it, a school that doesn't need it, and we are just longing to do it. But it costs money, and we are working towards that. We went from 4 last year to 12 this year, and we hope to branch out into other schools so we can, instead of just centering on Georgetown, we want to move into other schools so we can spread it across the districts. But this is an immaculate blueprint that's taken us a number of years to work out the logistics. Families don't have cars, they can't run their child to tutoring classes after school. The child is depleted and exhausted anyway. We are going into the school, we're working with the head of Georgetown Primary and the learning department there. It's a collaborative between ARC, the home, the mother, the child, Cayman Learning Center. They're amazing staff, and it could not be a more inclusive, collaborative program.
What are your biggest challenges that you're facing right now? Is it hands on deck or corporative, individual sponsorship? What is your biggest challenge right now?
My vision and my feeling and belief is that there isn't a bank, a private school, a law firm, or a successful small business that could not sponsor one Georgetown primary or government school child in the MED program per year. It's about $5,000 a year. Over time, we'll bring that cost down. But it's $5,000 a year for the entire academic year, for 1 hour a day of intensive tutoring, 3 children to 1 specialized teacher. And there is no reason why that one child could not be championed by each bank, law firm, business. These wonderful sponsors, DART, Walkers, London Amsterdam, and many, many more. They have letters from the child. You know, they see videos of the child reading. This is your classic ARC, making it personal. This is where your money is going. This is going to Miska. This is going to Dre. Look how she couldn't read. Look how she can read. Look at her new bedroom. Look at her whole new attitude, her relationship with her peers, her teacher, her mum. This program is amazing. And yes, we need corporations. We need some people to step up, like the ones who previously have, and said, right, we're going to commit you $5,000 this year for mayor. And we'll send you school reports, updates, photographs, videos. You can go and take her out ice cream. But it's time for people to just put good intentions into action and just and step up and be a part of this. We cannot wait for government to do everything they have to do. They're doing what they do. We're doing what we do. Let's get on with it.
Now, how can folks get additional information on ARC programs?
They can go to our website at arccayman.com. They can go to our Facebook page. They can send us messages, emails. We'll tell them anything they want to know.
Tara, I think we're going to need you back on for a longer segment because there's so much questions that are just coming out of me that I would love to pose, but just time does not permit that we could delve into this to give a better perspective on everything. And I would personally invite you back. I'd definitely connect you with our producer because we need to delve into this a bit more. And I don't think we see and hear from you often enough on the Business Buzz because this is where we can connect organizations, get it out there so people will get a better perspective exactly what's happening right literally in our front door.
Exactly.
And even if you're a smaller micro business and you want to partner with another smaller micro business to make that 5,000, it could be 3 or 4 of you.
Exactly.
This is something worthwhile doing.
It's doable.
Yes. You know, balance and act. How do you... I hear the passion in you. I see all of these supporters and contributors to your event. How are you able to just find a sense of balance, or you just thrive on the what giving back?
Yes, I thrive on that, and I'm not sure my friends would call me balanced. But anyway, I'm doing my best, and like all of us, we juggle life.
Yes.
But doing the right thing is the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can, and if you're in a position to try and link great people to acts of kindness, then it's what you have to do. And that's what I do. And all of us, I'm just one tiny speck in the ARC picture. I'm the one speaking, but there's hundreds of people behind us. So I'm just a voice, but none of it would happen without the darts of this world and the Carries, the Cayman Learning Centres. They are making a huge contribution to this program. We do hire our teachers through them, but they're not making any money from this program. We're using their expertise, their teachers. This is Carrie's way of giving back to the community because they really, really do care about education.
Well, my apologies, and that's why that invitation is open to both of you, because I would have wanted to hear a little bit more from the organization that is represented here at DART, but again, time does not permit, and hopefully I'll get you back very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your morning. I wish for you to continue to keep it locked here on the Business Buzz after the 8 o'clock news and weather update, when we'll put the spotlight and hear more about Zest Meals with Maureen Cubbon, co-founder.
Radio Cayman time check is now 8:01. This time check is brought to you by our friends at Price Right. Live better for less.
Price Right is Grand Cayman's warehouse shopping superstore, making your dollar go further with huge savings and no membership fees. Get more of the things you use every day at the right price. But it's not just grocery and health and beauty. Price Right has a full range of products from office to automotive, patio furnishings to kitchen appliances, and even electronics. And since warehouse prices mean savings for you, everything is priced right at Priced Right, Grand Cayman's warehouse shopping superstore.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by Sagicor. Let us put a smile on your face. Call 949-8211.
Your voice, your choice for today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Karsley Fuller. More than 24 young people are receiving intensive coaching from the staff and members of the Legislative Assembly ahead of the next Youth Parliament on Commonwealth Day. As Radio Cayman's Shanna Gallego reports, for the first time, they also have the benefit of partnerships with the Cayman Islands Youth Assembly and the Cayman Islands Civil Service Masters Association.
Chair of the organizing committee since 2017, Barbara Connolly, was present at the session where the Youth Parliament and Youth Assembly discussed this year's plan to have the Assembly produce the papers that will support the Youth Parliament's debate in March.
This year, we've actually partnered with the Cayman Islands Youth Assembly, and heading that up is Mr. James Miles, and he has his group from the Youth Assembly. And they are bringing a really different view to our youth parliamentarians. In fact, I think they're actually going to be developing 2 position papers, and they will bring them to our youth parliament and just share them with our students, and so that they can actually learn from how they debate. And that is something that is just really a real advantage this year.
The chair noted the parliamentarians past and present, as well as senior civil servants, also work with the students to ensure they have a grasp of roles and processes within Parliament.
It's basically all of anyone that we can, any former parliamentarians or current, that are able and if it's convenient for them to come in and just provide the parliamentary procedures and just give the students an overview of what Parliament is all about.
Youth Parliament students come from public and private high schools on Grand Cayman and Cayman Brac, as well as the Cayman Islands Further Education Center and University College of the Cayman Islands. Young people from Cayman Brac telecommute to the weekly training sessions.
And Cayman Bay and the Cayman Food Bank have come together to ensure everyone has a happy holiday this year. The Christmas Give initiative hopes to bring everyone's generous side out by requesting non-perishable food donations. The 9-year program is one Cayman Bay is proud of, says Marketing Communications Coordinator Alana Warwick-Smith.
we run a number of initiatives throughout the season, and all of the general funds are donated to Cayman Food Bank. And so the Cayman Food Bank is an organization that's committed to bringing a solution to hunger in the Cayman Islands.
Ticket buyers of the Frozen 2 special screening tonight will receive a voucher for free film snacks if they donate non-perishable food. Or anytime throughout the holidays, you can collect a reusable Cayman Bay bag from the Visitor Center and fill it with daily suggestions of food items from the Cayman Food Bank's Reserve Advent Calendar. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which will take us out of the newscast. I'm Karsley Fuller from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
BBC News with Jerry Smith. Australia has issued a code red warning, the highest fire alert level in the state of Victoria, for the first time in almost a decade. Firefighters are battling almost 200 bushfires across the country. Corruption charges against Sri Lanka's newly elected leader, Gotabaya Rajapaksa, have been dropped as a result of the immunity from prosecution he acquires as president. He'd been indicted by a special high court set up by the former government, charged with siphoning off state funds to build a museum and memorial to his parents. There's been a warning that progress on eliminating landmines worldwide is being eroded by the increased use of improvised explosive devices. An international monitoring group says there was a record number of casualties last year, with more than 7,000 people killed or injured by mines, and more than half were improvised devices. 2 anti-government protesters have been killed and dozens injured in clashes with the security forces in the Iraqi capital Baghdad. Reports say one of those who died was hit by a tear gas canister. A 12-year-old boy in Hong Kong has admitted causing criminal damage while taking part in pro-democracy protests. It's thought he's the youngest person to be convicted of an offence in relation to the demonstrations. North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un has turned down an invitation to go to a meeting of national leaders in South Korea because he says he can't see any reason to attend. The South Korean President, Moon Jae-in, had personally invited Mr. Kim in the hope the two could get together on the sidelines. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by Sagicor. Let us put a smile on your face. Call 949-8211.
Think about something that makes you happy. Did it make you smile? We know it did, because that's what we do at Sagicor. Put smiles on our clients' faces every day. With a large range of products to cover your family, it's no wonder most locals choose Sagicor for their life insurance needs. Serving the community for over 25 years. Let us put a smile on your face. Call your Sagicor advisor today.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information.
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
This holiday, Logic is helping you mix and match. So, whether it's reggae jingle bells or wearing plaid with Santa sweaters, anything goes. It's all about the freedom to choose, like mixing and matching your Logic services. The more you spend, the more you save. Plus, we're doubling our internet speeds, which means you're getting the island's fastest internet at up to 30% less than the competition. It's like Christmas all year round. Visit logic.ky to learn more. Terms and conditions apply.
Support our port, support our tourism.
The new pier design achieves our government's mandate to minimize the impact on the environment. There will be no dredging in Hogstye Bay. This is a win for Cayman. Support our port, support our tourism.
Looking forward, looking bright. Support our port, support our tourism.
The Weather Report is proudly sponsored by Super Stitch Sewing and Fabric Center, your one-stop household store at 39 Pasador Place, Smith Road. Still offering the best prices in town. Call 949-2833 or go to superstitch.com.ky.
New stock has just arrived at Super Stitch. Now don't take my word for it. Drop by and see for yourself. Fresh off the boat, we have loads of fabric, vinyl upholstery fabric, fabric for cushions, outdoor fabrics, and dress fabric. That's not all. Super Stitch has sewing accessories and craft items. Included in the new shipment, you will find sheets, comforters, throw pillows, bath mats, rugs, and curtains for every room in your home. Super Stitch, 39 Pasadora Place, Smith Road. Still offering the best price in town. Call 949-2833 or go to superstitch.com.ky.
Good morning, Cayman. Let's take a look at your latest weather. All compliments of our friends at Super Stitch. Of course, the weather provided by the Cayman Islands National Weather Service. Present temperature 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Last night's low was at 75. Skies are partly cloudy. Winds are out of the east-northeast at 8 knots with gusts up to 18 knots. Barometric pressure now at 1016. Relative humidity at 56.2%. Synopsis for today: fresh northeasterly winds and rough seas will continue across the Cayman area for the next 24 hours as a high-pressure system builds over the southeastern U.S. And the National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida is issuing advisories on Tropical Storm Sebastian. At 4 a.m., Sebastian was located near 23.0 north and 61.2 west, or about 355 miles northeast of the northern Leeward Islands, with maximum sustained winds of 60 miles per hour and moving towards the northeast at 8 miles per hour. This storm poses no threat to the Cayman Islands. Our forecast for today: partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of showers. Temperatures will rise to the mid-80s. Winds will be east to northeast at 15 to 20 knots. Seas will be rough with wave heights of 4 to 6 feet. Small craft should exercise caution over the open waters. Later on tonight, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with a 20% chance of showers. Temperatures will fall to the low 70s. Winds will be east to northeast at 15 to 20 knots. Seas will be rough with wave heights of 4 to 6 feet. Small craft should continue to exercise caution over the open waters. Low tide is coming up at 11:51. We're presently in a high tide. A high tide will come up again at 5:47 this afternoon. For tomorrow, low tide will be at 12:25 a.m., high at 6:47 a.m., low at 12:50 a.m., and high at 6:27 p.m. Sunset for this evening, 5:44. Sunrise for tomorrow, 6:38. The outlook is for a decrease in winds and seas from Saturday afternoon as the high-pressure system moves over the western Atlantic Ocean and weakens. That's your latest weather right here on your Radio Cayman.
Super Stitch Sewing and Fabric Center was the proud sponsor of the Weather Report, your one-stop shop for all of your household items, craft items, jewelry, beads, and decorations, and much more. Call Super Stitch at 949-2833 or email customer care at superstitch.com.ky.
New stock has just arrived at Super Stitch. Now don't take my word for it. Drop by and see for yourself. Fresh off the boat, we have loads of fabric, vinyl upholstery fabric, fabric for cushions, outdoor fabrics, and dress fabric. That's not all. Super Stitch has sewing accessories and craft items. Included in the new shipment, you will find sheets, comforters, throw pillows, bath mats, rugs, and curtains for every room in your home. Super Stitch, 39 Pasadora Place, Smith Road. Still offering the best price in town. Call 949-2833 or go to superstitch.com.ky.
America's #1 acne brand Proactive is now in stock at Healthcare Pharmacy in Grand Harbor. Take care of your skin and stop chasing pimples with Proactive. Their combination therapy approach is a preventative strategy that gives you a complete multi-step skincare regimen and acne-fighting medicine. Proactive attacks acne at every stage of the cycle. Proactive is recommended by dermatologists for a reason. It works. Ask for Proactive at Healthcare Pharmacy in Grand Harbor.
The referendum for the cruise berthing and cargo facility is on the 19th of December. Will you be working on referendum day or physically unable to visit a polling station? To check if you qualify for mobile voting and for more information about how to apply, visit www.elections.ky. The deadline for mobile voting applications is 7th December. Get set to vote.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Good morning, my friends, as you traverse into Georgetown or wherever you're heading out to here in the Grand Cayman. Traffic conditions, of course, are busy this morning as you make your way into Georgetown, coming out from the east, Linford Pearson Highway, Crew Road, usual busy. traffic. If you're going through South Sound, yes, expect that slow-paced traffic as you get nearer to Georgetown. Looking at Agnes Way, Bobby Thompson Way, very much busy. Walkers Road also got some traffic backed up. South Church Street, North Church Street. Usual influx of traffic. If you're coming out of West Bay off the Yesterday Tibbetts Highway, traffic is moving in some bottleneck in some areas. West Bay Road also looking busy at the moment. Streets in Georgetown getting very much busy. Huldah Avenue. It's quite a busy morning. Traffic moderate in some areas, and of course some snail pace in some other areas. Of course, as the morning progresses, the traffic will get lighter as you make your way in. Buckle up, stay safe, and stay off them smartphones if you're driving. All right, the traffic report brought to you by our friends at Subway.
Do you ever have those days when you have to get a super early start, or you're out late and want something fresh and healthy to eat? Subway has now opened their 4th 24-hour location for you early birds and night owls. Subway at West Shore Center on 7 Mile is now open 24 hours. So now you can grab any of Subway's fresh menu items any time of the day at 4 convenient locations. West Shore Center 7 Mile, Countryside in Savannah, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers West Bay. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, the business topics that matter, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. Business Buzz.
Welcome back to the second segment of today's edition of the Business Buzz right here on Radio Cayman. We chat with Miss Maureen, who is co-founder of Zest Meals, as she shares with us some information about the company. Maureen, it's a pleasure to have you on our show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
I first met you at the Small Business Association Fair. That was exciting, and I was just blown over at what you're bringing here to the Cayman Islands.
Thank you.
And congratulations to you and your team. But I'm guessing our listeners get some more sense of what we're talking about here if you just put it into better perspective, what Zest Meals are.
Sure. So I think a lot of people would be familiar with the concept of meal kits. So definitely in North America and the UK. So we've done a version of that, a Cayman version of that. Okay. So, to service our islands accordingly, I think there's a great market for it, especially for an island that loves food. We've got lots of foodies. We've got a lot of people here who enjoy being in and out of the kitchen. So it was sort of a natural progression for us to and our partners to put something together. And it's been really cool, really exciting. It's been on the go for a little while now, and a labor of love for sure. But it's great that we can come to the table and offer it.
So pretty much, what is the main reason for offering Zest Meals, and what kind of feedback have you been receiving thus far?
Well, the feedback's been fantastic, and we've been gearing up for this for several months now. But the simple answer of why we did it is really to answer the question, what's for dinner? How many times do we hear that? We live on an island where we're very lucky to have lots of options, great restaurants, great food outlets, grocery stores, all of that. So we don't needing for anything, but I think the thoughts around putting a meal together, what does that look like after a long day of work, if you've got family to deal with and also work with there, it can be a bit overwhelming. Right. So one of our partners said, I'm in this because I'm sick of the question, what's for me? What are we having for dinner? And that's kind of the spirit of it. We wanted to get a really nice solution to what dinner time can be, but also encourage people to get back in the kitchen. Exactly. Cooking is certainly for me, and I think a lot of people that think like me, it's wonderful. It's stress relieving. It's all of those things. And I know people are gonna be, no, it's not stress relieving. Actually, if we make it, but that's the point. We want to make it easy for you. So we want to bring the passion back into food, cooking, also bringing people together in the kitchen. That's definitely culturally, that's a big thing for us, right? Yeah, exactly. Bringing everyone in the kitchen. That's where the hub of the house is. That's right. Those are some of the main reasons why. But also, I think there's a need for it for people who do want to cook at home.
Now, this type of meal kit delivery system is similar to what, like you rightfully said at the entry, but how did you Caymanize it?
Well, we had to look at quite a few different things. I mean, first of all, our community, we've got a growing sense of localized foods, purveyors, artisans, people who are making their own honeys, jams, sauces.
Right.
You know, so we wanted to really incorporate that into our meal kit profile. Also, we work with a lot of local businesses, so whether they're actually supplying vegetables, fruit, from grocery stores to farmers. So we try to keep it certainly as local as possible.
Right.
Certainly there's times where we wouldn't be able to get a particular ingredient because of the meal kit that we're offering, but we do as regional as possible too, and also the quality ingredients are paramount to us.
Now, there's similar meal kit companies on island. What makes you guys different?
Well, there's different meal service companies on island. So I think for us, the outstanding factor is that we're the only raw meal kit.
Okay.
So a lot of great different businesses that are offering convenience foods that can be delivered to you or picked up, which is wonderful, or purchased at a price point or at a point of sale. And for us, we differentiate because what we're doing is we're trying to, again, get people to get back into the kitchen, cooking, not worrying about where am I going to pick up food, where can I get this from, or any along those lines. So it's a raw meal kit. Everything is put together for you. We give you the recipe card. Everything's perfectly portioned, so you don't have to go get a recipe and then buy all of the big bottles and the big pieces and the full pack of the lettuce or whatever, and maybe come up against some waste. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible, convenient, obviously tasty, and hopefully that comes across in a lot of our meal selections and how we're curating our kits.
Now, tell me a little bit about your team that helped prepare these meals at Zest Meals and how important teamwork is for something like this.
Oh, it's huge, and I mean, we've been lucky enough to be in the food industry here for over 20 years. So we, and a lot of different mindsets coming in and all different experience levels. So bringing all of those things together has been pretty important, a great learning curve, but also, to see what it is that people respond to and want. So our teamwork is really important. And it's not just, we don't like to say that we have employees. We have team members. We have people who contribute equally.
Right.
We're all there, even investors. Like all of us are there in the kitchen at some point every single day. And we've got a wonderful consulting chef with Jolene Nelson. And she shares our same vision and passion when it comes to food, localizing our food, that Cayman influence, and really just being healthful. Because that's a big part of what we want to do, too. We want to be healthful and mindful, and making sure that across the board that can reach anyone's dietary needs.
Now, Maureen, I think our listeners might want to know how the team came up with the various meal options available at Zest Meals.
Well, we all kind of have our own businesses that we do food stuff with. And so, we've pulled from our own roster of things that are successful. We've definitely done a lot of market research and taken a look at what's been successful in other countries. And then, of course, trying to Caymanize that to make sure that it's viable here. Lots of feedback from fellow foodies, what works, what doesn't. And that's the beauty of doing something like this in Cayman, because it's such a close-knit community and such a passionate community that it's easy to collaborate, but it's also easy for people to come up and go, oh my gosh, we would love to see X, and we make it happen.
Right.
And when it happens, there's such a great excitement around it. And it's not just for people who don't know how to cook.
Right.
We, we have fellow chef friends too that are like, oh my gosh, it sounds crazy. We don't have time to cook, but sometimes you don't. So we have people all across the spectrum who either like to cook, love to cook, foodies, or have absolutely no idea. It looks like it's appealing to everyone and working, which is exactly what we wanted.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Now, do meal options change weekly? And how are you accommodating vegetarian, vegan, and gluten-free requirements?
Yeah, so every week we have a rotation. So you will have fresh new items to choose from every single week. And we offer generally 8 to 10 different items, plus specialty items, which we'll talk a little bit about later. But we have vegan options, vegetarian options, gluten-free, all of those options. So, and we even have upgrade options. So if there's a protein or something that you would like a different quality of, you are able to upgrade accordingly. So there's a lot of ways that we can accommodate. And, it's not as hard as people think to. It's an easy few ingredient switch, which makes a big difference of having the right people in-house. So
Now, the holidays pretty much are here.
Yes.
I'm trying to break it out a little bit by
I
little
know,
bit.
I know.
And Cayman Thanksgiving is the 30th.
Yes.
We celebrate that the weekend of the 30th.
Yes.
Now, will this have an impact leading through up to the Christmas Day, Boxing Day, New Year's Eve?
Right.
And what your options will be?
Yeah, I think we're, this is our first few months, and it's a new endeavor, and we did do we do have an American Thanksgiving or a Thanksgiving offering.
Mm-hmm.
So again, the idea is if you're going to be cooking at home, we all know, for all those of us who have cooked Thanksgiving before,
Yes.
there's a lot of planning. You got to
Mhm.
shop, all of those things. So what we're trying to do is ease that and make it very, very easy. So we are launching a Thanksgiving kit. So you could use it on either the 28th or the 30th, whatever works. Options for a roast, and it's robust, and everything literally is packaged for you. So all you have to do is go ahead, follow the instructions, and make it. And you don't have to go and spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on all those groceries,
Right.
where maybe some of it may or may not be used. We're again perfectly portioning it and delivering it to you. So keep an eye out for that on our website. And then coming into Christmas again, and New Year's Eve, we've got some exciting stuff for New Year's Eve.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, tell us what the website is, or the best way or ways in which persons can get additional information on Zest Meals.
Yeah, I would say the best way is to get onto our website. So that's www.zestmeals.ky. We do have an email address, info@zestmeals.ky, and also social media. So we've got an exciting campaign that's going to be launching over the weekend.
Nice.
So you'll see us everywhere. So certainly we are on Instagram and we're on Facebook too.
Okay. You're in tune to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz as we put the spotlight on Zest Meals, and I'm pleased to have Maureen Cubbin, who's a co-founder of Zest Meals, in studio to tell us more. The Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Medical Supplies, Cayman Insurance Center, and FSH Design. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about the packaging, special diet requirements, and it's one thing when I have a few friends that'd be like, girl, I'll eat your food anytime. Give me a pot and some water and I'll probably burn that or burn down the house. It's one thing of giving all the instructions, but is it really easier? Your answers to that when we come back.
Cayman Medical Supplies, now providing Cayman Brac with medical supplies. Call 949-6211. And Cayman Medical Supplies will arrange to ship from wheelchairs and walkers to all kinds of medical supplies. Your order will be shipped to you either by Cayman Airways or Thompson Shipping for one agreed upon price. Telephone 949-6211. Cayman Medical Supplies, located at number 93 Smith Road, Windward Center, providing quality pharmaceuticals, medical supplies, and consumer products to healthcare providers, retailers, and ultimately the patients at a reasonable rate in a friendly, caring, and timely manner.
Hi, my name is Neraya LeBlanc. I am the minister and evangelist to the West Bay Church of Christ on 24 Batabano Road. I would love to take this opportunity to invite you to experience God's family at West Bay for yourself. We are a caring congregation that strongly believes in reaching out beyond ourselves to spread the gospel of Christ. We also take great pleasure in ministering to the needs of our people in our community. As God's called out kingdom people, we are in the business of transforming lives for the Master's use. For more information, you can visit our website at westbaycichurchofchrist.org or call us at 946-9294 or 917-1809.
Declaring the word of the Lord.
Cayman Islands Church of Christ presents Word of the Lord.
Word of the Lord, heard Sundays at 6:30 p.m. on Radio Cayman.
I am one of 5,000 children who have access to free public education. For more information on strong public finances, visit gov.ky/strongeconomy.
Radio Cayman has always worked to showcase the best of our sister islands of Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. From coverage of the agriculture shows, special Talk Today broadcast, and church services. 4 years ago, we launched the Brac Breeze Fusion 5K Walk Run. In our inaugural year, we raised funds for the Harmony Learning Center. In year 2, for the Lions Club of Cayman Brac Kids Pantry. And last year, the So and So Club. This year, the Brac Breeze Fusion will be raising funds for the Leo's Club of Cayman Brac. To all of our Cayman Brac families, we invite you to Join us on Saturday, November 30th at 6:30 a.m. Southside Public Beach. Step by step, we can do it.
Cayman Brac, yes, it is your turn. The Breeze Fusion 5K Walk Run.
Register today at District Administration.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, the business topics that matter, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. Business Buzz.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz, and the buzz is about Zest Meals. Zest is your answer to dinner. Yes, tasty meal kits providing everything you need to prepare tasty meals at home. Order by 12 p.m. for delivery by 4:30, direct to your office or wherever you tell them to. That's along Georgetown, 7 Mile Beach, or even in the Camana Bay area, correct? Inspire your inner chef. Just before that break, I told Ms. Maureen that, I have friends who would just come partake, and I don't mind cooking. I love cooking, but I have friends as well who will burn a pot with just water.
Yeah.
It's one thing of giving them
I've got some of those too.
everything to somebody, but and the step by step in preparing these meals.
Yes.
How do you get somebody to get out of that comfort zone and say, "Look, I'm holding your hand, even if it's on a flashcard. Just follow the instructions."
Well, I think half of the battle, I think most people, when it comes to recipes, we can put together, we can make a recipe. Like recipes isn't really the crux of what this is about. It's really about the convenience. So it's all of the steps that it takes to get to the point where now I'm ready to follow the recipe card and make said dish. So it's the prep. It's making sure that you have all your onions chopped, making sure that the sauces are ready, making sure that your proteins are cleaned and whatever. So we try to take as much of that away from you as possible and minimal instruction for preparation. So rather than thinking, oh my gosh, it's going to take me 25 minutes just to get ready to cook, we've eliminated that. So all you're doing really is opening up your kit or opening up your bag. You're looking at what it is. You're checking, making sure everything's good. And then from step one, you start cooking. And really, most of our meals don't take more than 30 to 40 minutes. So it should be on the table for that amount. I mean, some of the more elaborate ones, like I said, for New Year's Eve or something would be different.
Thing.
But our everyday ones, that's the goal. And it's fun to get the family involved too, right? I mean, there are some pieces, we don't do everything for you, but, we want you to kind of connect and chop a little bit or get a little bit more, maybe mix some of the sauces. And it's a good way to bring people together in the kitchen. That's the spirit of it.
I totally agree with you. Now, understanding the issues that we're having with traffic anyhow in the morning and having to stop to the grocery store, deal with the traffic, go home. Sometimes you're exhausted before you get home to even prepare supper. I think this is an excellent solution. Maybe not every evening. It all depends on who you are and what your preference is. But I feel this eliminates going to the supermarket.
Well,
to a degree.
It does help. Yeah, certainly. I think it helps with any kind of planning. So whether that is a stop at the supermarket or you having to research or whatever that is. But not only that, I mean, we work with all the supermarkets. So really, it's still, we're taking a big step out of it.
Out of your planning,
And, and that's, I think the convenience factor is one of the biggest drivers. Also that it's tasty, so you're not going to get something that's bland and like, oh gosh, that was great. We've had wonderful feedback that's been 100% positive around the food and the flavors. So, and lots of repeat people coming back. So that's really what we want.
Excellent.
And growing that is going to be a really great organic experience.
Now tell me, how are the meals packaged?
Okay,
how are all of these ingredients packaged?
So because we're doing all the work and we're making the sauces and we're doing all of those things for you so you don't have to, obviously packaging we had to think about. One of the biggest things and the most important things is our impact on our environment. I mean, that's a hot topic everywhere. It's certainly a hot topic here in Cayman. And, we wanted to make sure that every packaging piece that we use is either recyclable, plastic-free, biodegradable, compostable. So we incorporate all of those elements in. And so whatever it is at the end, first there's minimal waste. If you end up getting a box, an actual physical box because of the kind of order that you have, that can be recycled. And all the little portion cups and everything are all compostable and or plastic-free. So really, it's of no consequence to it's by default.
You don't have to be guilty of your carbon footprint in any way.
Yes, you do have to put your stuff in the recycling bins accordingly, but you should be doing that anyway. So we're not asking you to do anything outside of what you already should be doing. So we've made it as simple as possible.
Now, in a situation where a person may have food allergies or specific dietary requirements, are the nutritional information placed on the packaging?
Yeah, the
Tell us more
nutritional
about that.
information is placed on the website. So when you're going in and you're going onto the zestmeals.ky, you're going to see your first prompt to go to shop now. And then you're going to go into the page that'll show you all of the different varieties for that given week. And then as you click into that, it gives you all of the breakdown. So what it is that you're getting, what to expect in your meal kit, what you're going to need. So there's some things that you may need, like, you're going to need a skillet. You're going to make, you might need a baking tray. So it's always good to kind of make sure that you have these working pieces with you, which most people would have. There's nutritional information and breakdown, so that's all on the site also. It also gives you a preview of the preparation, how you're going to be cooking it, so you really have a very good idea of what it is that you're getting into. And then it's simple as ordering. All the payments are online, and like you said earlier, as long as we get your order by 12 o'clock today, we would be able to deliver it by 4:30 today.
Well, perfect segue into getting an idea of what the cost is. How affordable are the Zest meal kits? And serving size, Caribbean people are sized.
Well, we haven't had any complaints yet, so that's
okay,
a good thing.
Good. But yeah, how affordable are Zest meal kits, and what are the serving size?
So affordability, I mean, personally, that was one of the big things that I think make a difference. I mean, groceries in Cayman are expensive. We already know that. So we're not out of line of those costs. There are layers of other costs in there, but we have kits that have started as low as $11 a portion, and each kit serves 2 people. So again, it just depends on what it is that you're ordering.
Okay.
It's based on your standard I'd say North American serving size. We're not going to give you a pound of potatoes to eat, because you're not supposed to eat a pound of potatoes. But what we will do, it's a robust meal. So it'll give you your good balance of everything. So like I said, knock on wood, we haven't had anyone come back and said they're starving after it. But with Jolene and I at the helm too, we understand the portion. we understand it needs to be a good portion. But
if you've been in our community long enough, you'll know what you guys call a portion.
Exactly.
Is like, really?
But we also want to be mindful of the healthfulness around it, right? But, because we do want people to understand that that there is a guideline around how we should be eating, because we're both very passionate about that thought process too. So affordability, I think it's incredibly affordable, especially if you think about going and getting a coffee and a sandwich somewhere can cost at least $15, maybe even closer to $20, which is fine. But if we translate that into a meal kit for $30 to $40 and everything's done for you and all you have to do is cook it at home, I feel like that's a good value. And then there's a lot of choices along the way to how cost effectively you want to shop on your kit.
Now, understanding you pretty much are very new, just opened, but will you be holding any demo events or even the ability for people to taste?
Yes, we're really looking into that. I mean, we always know. I mean, certainly from personal experience, we want to know what we're getting into and eating. So that in the near future, rolling into the first quarter, we've got some cool things that we're going to be launching in the community. And like I said, we've got an awareness campaign coming up in the next few weeks. So hopefully that'll launch into some cool opportunities to educate people more, not only on the meal kits and the business, but our philosophy around it, because there's a bigger philosophy when it comes to just being more mindful about eating.
Now, what can be some expectations for those who purchase Zest meals?
I think, like I said, we've covered a good few things of what it is that our mission is. We want to make people to come. We want to make it easy for people to go back into the kitchen, so they can expect that, short of us being there to cook for them, and don't call me and ask me to cook for you. We already had people go, is there an option, a drop down where we just say add chef to cook for us?
Really?
Yeah. But no, you have to cook for it. We're going to make it as easy as possible for you to put a meal together in about 30 to 40 minutes. That is the expectation, and you can expect that it's going to taste really good. And you can expect that if you have any, and you can expect that the quality of ingredients are there, because that's really the big picture for us. And you can expect it to be as localized, and it's packed with love. There's a lot of love in what we do, and I hope that people can see it and feel it, because we take every ingredient and kit and moving part personally.
Which leads into me posing the question, then what are the benefits of ground to table?
Well, it's such a big thing, right? You know, I mean, especially living on an island where a lot of our foods will come from overseas. So, and that's just the nature of the beast. And we have to, our conversations around food are no longer, you need to eat your fruits and vegetables. Make sure it's a balanced meal. Make sure your proteins are 4 ounces. yes, those are all important, but now we need to know where our food is coming from. So not just physically from Miami or Thailand or Canada or anything, but what's the street, if we're eating meat, what are the practices around the farming, livestock care, what are they feeding them? And because whatever they're feeding their livestock, we're
ingesting
eating,
as well.
And then what is that significant impact? What does organic mean? Is it important? In short, sure it is. There's certain things that you should be eating that are organic, and if we can't find it locally, then we move to the next best thing, which in some cases are organic. Dairies, plant-based, huge thing now, plant-based, and the illusion is well, plant-based is the healthiest thing that you can do. Not necessarily. It's just, it's a mindful way of eating, and there is nutrient value. And so we want to make sure that people are educated around what it is that they're getting in their kits and how they're getting their food. So the bigger philosophy is our personal ethos. We want to make sure that people are being food advocates, thinking about that. And when you don't have time to think about that, trust that we do the thinking for you, and we can put it together for you. And hopefully that allows you at least once a week, if not twice a week, to be more engaged and enjoy that kitchen comfort environment.
Now I've seen, when you look at how we are, where we live on an island, laid back, relaxed, everything is easy, man. And obviously you're making that possible with your kits. One would, for those who may have this misconception of that is not fitting for Cayman, yet there's a demand. What would you say for those skeptics that, oh my God, I'm getting my ingredients delivered in a box. This is taken away from who we are as Caymanians?
That's a good question. I think, the thing I can say to that is we live in a very convenience-based society. So our job is to make sure that we're not compromising on the things that we're delivering to you. So we want to make sure that we are connecting locally. In the near future, you're going to be seeing kits that have that Cayman flair and that regional flair and that Caribbean flair. We're getting a lot of we want to collaborate with chefs. We want to collaborate with, the ladies who are cooking in North Side and what are their secrets and how can we make it something that can come into your kitchen in 30 or 40 minutes. So there's a bigger research platform. The convenience bit is convenient. I mean, I think anyone who would pose that question, I mean, we all have iPhones, we have iPads, we want to make sure we get anywhere quicker. We order online, we go on Amazon, we do all of these things. So the question really is to make sure that we're authentic with what we're doing, and I believe we are, and we want to continue that, and we want to make sure that it's, at the end of the day, when you're getting what it is that we're delivering to you, that you're feeling good about it, and that it's doing what we're saying it's going to do, which is hopefully bringing everyone together for a night's meal.
Now, with obesity being a problem all over, what emphasis should we put on educating ourselves on healthy eating habits?
Well, I think overall, again, making sure that we're asking some higher level questions. We know we should be doing certain things, right? Lower sugar, all of that. And I say, people ask me this all the time, everywhere, what can I be doing better? What? And short of sitting down with someone for an hour or two and figuring that out personally for them, I give them just a few pieces as unprocessed as possible. Try to go as natural and unprocessed as possible. Read labels. It does take a few extra seconds, but when you're buying a bag of frozen peas, you should be buying a bag of frozen peas. There shouldn't be anything else added to it, but we take it for granted that that's just what it is. Or in a can of goods, canned goods, there's only, corn or whatever. And that's not necessarily the case. So we have to be educated and we have to be food advocates without trying to be experts or snobs.
Right.
So it's that little bit of point when you're sitting in front of somewhere and you're looking at ingredients to make sure you understand what it is that you're buying. We already pay a lot of money for stuff. I mean, that's what it is.
Yes.
So, is there value in a couple of extra dollars here and there on the higher quality? I would think so because of the long-term effects. So things like obesity, long-term health, and it's not just obesity. As you know, here in Cayman, heart disease, blood pressure, cholesterol, sugar, diabetes as young as 13, 14 years old. We're seeing this, So anything we can do to alleviate pressure and trying to be healthier, that's kind of our big granola thought process. If you get a kit for a family or a couple of people and we can do all the work for you, we don't add a lot of salt to things. We don't add added sugars. We try to make sure that the spices and the flavors and what it is that we're doing comes across as best as possible. So we are trying to hit those bigger points, and hopefully, at the very least, it inspires people to think a little bit more about how they're eating.
Now, you mentioned earlier that your kits are really prepared for two servings.
Yes.
What if you have a family of 4 or 6 persons? Can it be geared to feed as much people as you may request?
It can. And I think, right now the standard offering is 2 kits. There are, 2 portions per kit. There are certain particular options that you can get that can do family size.
Okay.
So we're moving into that, and then certainly for the first quarter of next year, that's a good piece of feedback that we've been getting. What does that look like as a family pack? And that's something that we're concentrating on and that you'll see very, very soon, but there are already options on the table there. And again, if there's any questions around that, if someone was like, I've got a family of 6, we really like this, but we're looking at how to make it work.
Right.
We are on our email, so we're available. We can answer questions, and we can certainly do the best that we can to accommodate accordingly.
Now, I think this is an excellent time for me to ask you to repeat what the best way for more information about Zest Meals.
Best way is to head to our website. So it's zestmeals.ky. We are on Instagram under Zest Meals. We're on Facebook on Zest Meals. And then if you want to fire us an email, info@zestmeals.ky. And those are, between those 4, you can't miss us. We're definitely on it and around. And we're really excited to see how we can make this something exciting and fun for people. We have a business plan and all of those good things, but it's really cool to be around to do something that is a passion project for us. And not only that, we're super open to seeing how this comes into the market.
What can we expect from Zest Meals 2020 moving forward?
Lots of good stuff. 2020 is, we were just talking about this off the air. It's like weeks away,
yeah,
right?
Literally.
Like, oh my gosh.
Yes.
But new year brings new thoughts, new eating habits, and all of those things. So we're looking at some meal kits around fitness regimes and maybe keto. We're looking into those options because people do like them, expanding some of our more specialty lines, moving into different meal options, family options. So lots of growth that's coming from feedback, and I think it's going to be a really exciting time, especially then pairing that with how much Cayman is growing,
right?
With what it is we do locally, farm to table, and all of that, and then bringing that into what do we offer for convenience space and also exposure,
right?
So people can try things that they would never try before. That's absolutely on the scale too. So there's some really cool things that we've got going on, and we're excited to bring to.
Now, you're very new into the business. Is there anything that hits you broadside that you're like, okay, there's one thing having a passion, but oops, we didn't see that one coming?
Oh gosh,
administrative side of business.
Lots of it, yeah. I mean, that's the beauty of owning your business, right? The trials and the tribulations. I mean, we can be as prepared as we want and have as much experience as we want. But one of the biggest things that we found is people like to get things that are out of their comfort zone. Like they would order like the shashuka, right? Which, they would be like, well, I don't even know what this is. Like, what's harissa? Like, what are these things? And people are more experimental than I thought, but also some people really like the tried and true.
Right.
And so as chefs, we were like, okay, we're going to do this and we're going to do that and we're going to do this kind of spice. And the biggest sellers the biggest, more popular ones are the things that are maybe hard to prepare because you have so many moving parts to it,
right?
But still have a comfort level. So we're gonna definitely see that change of cool, exotic, out of your comfort zone things, but also things that are tried and true, and convenience. People want convenience, one pot meals, things that I only have to do like 2 or 3 things of, and we're hearing that, and we're definitely going to adapt accordingly to that.
So pretty much your objective or your vision for how you saw the business moving had to shift to the demands of your clientele.
Yeah, we had a pretty good idea of what we were thinking and wanting, and luckily that's been in line and it's been good. But we've we luckily, but 100% there's a lot of learning, and we're shifting and changing from that. I mean, every day something comes up that we don't think about because we're immersed in it.
Yes.
But we're learning a lot about ingredients, vegan cheeses, and plant-based this, and does this work, and does this have gluten, and does lactose, like, are people lactose intolerant? Is it dairy free? So we're really learning more, and it takes us in a learning curve. That's fun. I don't know. We like to learn about these things.
How important is bookkeeping, record keeping your eyes on what's really important, the bottom line?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a business, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's I think the make and break between people who love to do things, and hobbies and all of these things that probably have a level of success, but at the end of the day, you are a business. There's profitability that has to be taken into consideration, and it's that fine balance of it all. Our team is awesome, and we're very, very lucky and grateful, and we've got a great finance team and a great accounting team that really keeps us in line. And we've learned too from our experiences working in hotels, restaurants, running our own independent businesses outside of Zest. And that's the other thing. A lot of us that have come together, we have our own thing going on.
Okay.
So we've come together and collaborated and putting the efforts in. And I think that has an advantage because we're bringing our own, our own concepts of what's been successful in our own businesses, but learning a whole lot coming together in a different business that's never been offered in Cayman.
Any challenges with dealing with personalities and respecting each other?
Knock on wood. I'm knocking on my head on this one. No, I mean, we have, there inevitably will be as we grow. But one of our biggest things is collaboration. I mean, me personally is always about collaborate. You cannot find success without collaboration. And that's a bigger picture thing, just from a community point of view, from a business point of view too. So, you can't have an ego. You can't be sitting there and going, oh, there's just, you have to put your ego aside. Can you have an opinion and passion? Certainly. But we communicate respectfully. We understand that there's a bottom line. We understand that the number one thing that we want to do is make sure that our end user is happy and that we're true to what we want to do and we're authentic. And when we have those moving pieces with respect and a common vision, I think those things can come together well, and it's good. It's a little, we want a little spice in the kitchen, right?
Of course.
You want to have banter, and you want to have. You're not going to agree on everything, but we've been really lucky, really blessed to have the right people together. So we're excited to see how this is going to move and flow. I'm looking forward to seeing how we can help the Cayman community get in the kitchen again, start cooking.
Definitely. Now, as entrepreneur yourself, and here you are venturing off, collaborating with other investors as well. What advice would you share and extend with those aspiring entrepreneurs?
This is a lesson I'm learning quite hard right now, so it's very apt to be talking about this. But learning your limits, asking for help, making sure that you are aligned with like-minded people. You can see all of the memes and things on Instagram and all that. Align your people, make sure your tribe's good. Get rid of the haters. Don't listen to whatever, and those are all good things to do, but it's hard because we're humans, right?
Yes.
We have feelings and we're passionate and we love what we do. So making sure that you are focused on the right things, making sure your tribe is good and strong. Those are all good things, and that we are all working together towards a common end result. But yes, as an entrepreneur and, as a business professional yourself, that we all have to have making sure that we are, when we start losing sight a little bit about what we're doing, why we're doing what we're doing, then we need a little recalibration.
Yes.
And either we do that ourselves or our people help us do that. And so that's a big important thing for us.
Maureen, thank you so much. It has been such an informative. Thank you for allowing us and accepting our invitation to be showcased here on the Business Buzz.
Thank you.
I want to wish you and your team continued success.
Thanks.
And hope
we
to
really
see
appreciate
you again
it.
soon.
Definitely.
We have been listening to Radio Cayman's Business Buzz as we have put the spotlight on Zest Meals in our Fest segment this morning. We also highlighted ARC Cayman, that's changing lives one life at a time, with Ms. Tara Nielsen and her team. We want to, encourage you this holiday season to think of those who are in need and continue to encourage and support especially your small and micro business, as we live in harmoniously into our community. The Business Buzz, again, I would like to thank our proud sponsors, Cayman Medical Supplies. Give them a call, 949-6211. Cayman Insurance Center, celebrating 45 years in the Cayman Islands, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. Also, FSH Design. Let your imagination grow with FSH Design. Visit fshdesign.com today. Want to thank our producer, Susan, and this morning, Paul Akal is manning the boards. To your loyal fans and listeners, also those viewing us live via our live stream, thank you for your continued support. Until Tuesday. Wow, the week is going by so quickly already, yes. Until Tuesday, have a safe and fabulous Thursday.
Marketing. It is the key that no business can live without. From social media to Google Ads, websites to app development, or even graphic design to video commercials, FSH Design is here to help you and your business succeed. We focus on personalized digital marketing and offer advertising consultations for each of our clients. Don't waste time. We want to help you reach your marketing goals today. We work directly with you and your business to generate a strategic marketing plan that will develop current and creative results. Check out our website at fshdesign.com.
ValueMed Pharmacy is your community care partner for health and wellness needs. We offer convenient prescription processing at the counter and online at value-medpharmacy.com. That's VALU-medpharmacy.com, with pickup available at the Walkers Road or Boddentown location. We also accept transfer prescriptions from other pharmacies. More than just a pharmacy, shop ValueMed for personal care and beauty products from trusted brands, perfume and gift sets, Hallmark and greeting cards, baby clothes, footwear, handbags, swimwear, home decor, toys, school supplies, and stationery. And home convalescence aids like wheelchairs, walkers, crutches, canes, and hospital beds. With 2 locations to serve you, Walkers Road in Georgetown and in Evron Plaza, Boddentown. Visit ValueMed, more than just a pharmacy.
Homeowners, protecting your family and property is crucial during the season, and you should always assess insurance needs long before a storm makes landfall. Most insurers won't issue policies when a storm is imminent. Cayman Insurance Center's team of professionals can help owners like you find the most comprehensive coverage and competitive rates. Call Michael Webster today at 925-5433 or Denise Brown at 814-7229. Don't take chances with your family's future or your valuable assets. Call Michael and Denise today at Cayman Insurance Center.
This holiday, Logic is helping you mix and match. So, whether it's reggae jingle bells or wearing plaid with Santa sweaters, anything goes. It's all about the freedom to choose, like mixing and matching your Logic services. The more you